ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. Today we will discuss about the concept of soul, Atma, in Sikhism. Before I discuss the concept in Sikhism, few words about the concept of soul in different religions. The soul, in many religious, philosophical, and mythological traditions, is the incorporeal and, in many conceptions, immortal essence of a living being. According to most of the Abrahamic religions, immortal souls belong only to human beings. Other religions, most notably Jainism and Hinduism, teach that all biological organisms have souls, and others teach that even non-biological entities such as rivers and mountains also possess souls. Now I'll give the concept of soul in different religions according to alphabetical order. The Baha'i faith affirms that the soul is a sign of God. Baha'u'llah stated that the soul not only continues to live after the physical death of the human body, but is in fact immortal. Heaven can be seen partly as the soul's state of nearness to God, and hell as a state of remoteness from the God. In Buddhism, it is conscious mental states which simply arise and perish. When the body dies, the incorporeal mental process continue and reborn in a new body. Because the mental process is always changing, so the being that is reborn is neither entirely different from nor exactly the same as being that died. Most Christians understand the soul as an ontological reality, distinct from yet integrally connected with the body. According to common Christian astrology, when people die, their souls will be judged by God and determined to go to heaven or hell. Jesus Christ plays a decisive role in the Christian salvation process. The specifics of that role and the part played by individual person is a matter of wide diversity in official church teaching, theological speculation, and popular practice. In Judaism, the soul is believed to be given by God to a person by first breath. Judaism relates the quality of one's soul to one's performance of the commandments and reaching higher levels of understanding, thus closeness to God. In Hinduism, the Sanskrit words most commonly corresponding to soul are Jiva, Atma, and Purusha, meaning individual self, Aham. The Atma becomes involved in the process of becoming and transmigrating through cycles of birth and death. The spiritual path consists of self-realization through meditation and then return to the source, Brahma. Islam teaches that the soul is immortal and eternal, and that when a person dies, when the person is, and that a person does is recorded and will be judged at the final court of God. They will either go to heaven or hell depending on whether or not they did well in the test that was given to them by Allah. In Jainism, every living being, from a plant or a bacterium to a human, has a soul. Till the time the soul is not liberated from the innumerable birth and death cycles, it gets attached to different types of bodies based on the karma of individual soul. Now, what I have told just now is broad spectrum of the concept of soul in different religions, but different people believe in different concepts. So if I have hurt somebody's feelings, I ask for forgiveness, because this is only the broad spectrum I have given. In Sikhism, we take directions from Sri Guru Granth Sahib, not from any other Granth or holy book or any stories. So Sri Guru Granth Sahib, page 87, third Guru says, आत्मा देव पूजिए गुर कै सहज सभाए आत्मे नो आत्मे दी प्रतीत होए ता घर ही परचा पाए आत्मा अडोल ना डोलई गुर कै पाए सुभाए गुर विण सहज ना आवई लोभ मैल न विचों जाए खिन पल हर नाम मन वसै सब 68 तीर्थ नाए सच्चे मैल ना लगई मल लगे दूजे पाए धोती मूल ना उतरै जे 68 तीर्थ नाए मन मुख कर्म करे अहंकारी सब दुखों दुख कमाए नानक मैला ओजल तां थी है जो सतगुर माह समाए worship the divine supreme soul with the advice and knowledge given by the guru with that the human soul realizes the supreme soul and once in one's man that is the and the English word nearest to man is mind the soul becomes steady and does not waver under the influence of worldly desires like lust greed attachment and ego without the guru intuitive wisdom does not the intuitive wisdom and state of tranquility does not come and the filth of greed does not depart from the mind. If knowledge of the Lord's cosmic law abides within the mind for a moment, even for an instant, it's like bathing in all 68 sacred shrines of pilgrimage. This is what Guru tried to explain according to Hindu philosophy. The filth of worldly desires does not stick to those who are true, but filth attaches itself to those who love duality. This filth cannot be washed off even by bathing at the 68 sacred shrines of pilgrimage, because the self-willed Manmukh does deeds in egotism. One earns only pain and more pain. Nanak says, the filthy mind become clean only when they meet the and surrender to the true Guru by getting rid of ego. Here in this Shabad, the Guru has used attributes of God, soul, Atma, and man, mind, for each other. Atme no, Atme di, pratit hoy. 299, Paudi. द्वादशी दान नाम स्नान हर की भगत करहूँ तजमान हर अमृत पान करहूँ साध संग मन त्रिपतास है कीर्तन प्रभरंग कोमल बाणी सब को संतोख है पंच भू आत्मा हर नाम रस भूख है गुर पूरे ते एह ने चो पाइये नानक राम रतन रमत फिर जो न आइये. Here again Guru has used the Hindu philosophy that the 12th day of lunar cycle is a sacred day in Hinduism. So Guru tried to explain that live life according to Lord's cosmic law and get rid of your pride, ego. Get knowledge of attributes of God in the company of holy people, that is Satsangat, and use them in your daily life. The mind gets satisfied from worldly desires by imbibing God's attributes. The soul, which was under the influence of five vices, blossoms when it cherishes the attributes of the Lord. This faith is obtained from the perfect Guru. Nanak says, dwelling upon the Lord, I shall not die the spiritual, moral death, and that is the sacred, nor the 12th day of the lunar cycle. Here again Guru said that the mind and soul, Atma, he used it for each other. In fact, it is the mind, which is under the influence of five vasis. But the Guru used the word soul here. Page 491, third Guru says, Na kasi mat upjaye, na kasi mat jaye, Satgur miliye mat upjaye, ta e sujhi paye. हर कथा तो सुन रे मन शब्द मन वसाए ए मत तेरी थिर रहे ता परम विचों जाए रहो हर चरण हृदय वसाए तू किल विक होवे है नास पंच भू आत्मा वस करह ता तीर्थ करह निवास. Guru is telling his mind that, oh my mind, listen to the teachings of the Guru and enshrine those teachings within you. If your mind remains stable and steady, then doubt will depart from within you. Wisdom is not produced in Kasi, nor is wisdom lost in Kasi. Here again, Guru has used Hindu philosophy to explain, because Hindus consider Kasi as a holy place. Meeting the true Guru, wisdom is produced, and then one obtains this understanding. If the soul controls the five vices through the Guru's teachings, then this is the real pilgrimage. Here again, Guru has used soul, Atma, man, mind for each other, as our man needs to control itself and get rid of five vices, but Guru has used the word soul here. Page 661, first Guru says, Nadar kare ta simriya jaye, Atma dravay rahe liv laye, Atma Paramatma eko kare, Antar ki dubidha, Antar mare. Gur prasadi paya jaye, Harasyon chit lage, fir kal na khaye. If the Lord bestows its grace, then one gets Lord's attributes. Once one gets Lord's attributes, the soul is purified and one remains absorbed in the Lord's love. At that stage, one's soul and the Supreme Soul becomes one, and the duality of the inner mind is overcome. By Guru's grace, Lord is found. And what is Guru's grace? Guru's grace is the teachings of the Guru. Once consciousness is attached to the Lord, and so one is not affected by fear of death and worldly vices. On page 1415, Manmukh naam na chetani, bin naame dukh roye, Atma ram na pujani, duje kyo sukh hoye, home antar mein rahe, शब्द ना काटे तो है नानक बिन नामे में लिया मुवे जन्म पदार्थ खोए. The self-willed Manmukhs do not even think of the teachings of the Guru. Without that, they are always in pain. The life is full of problems. Their soul does not imbibe the attributes of the Lord, the Supreme Soul. How can they find peace in duality? Because they are filled with the filth of egotism. They don't live life according to the teachings of the Guru. Nanak says, without living life according to the teachings of the Guru, they die in their filth and waste the priceless opportunity of this human life. So ego is in the mind, man. But Guru used the word Atma here. So what I'm trying to prove here is that Guru has used Atma and man, soul and mind for each other. Dullabh deh pai vadbhagi, naam na jape te atam kati. This human body is obtained by great good fortune. Those who do not live life according to the teachings of the Guru, they murder their own soul. By living life with cosmic law, one changes mind, man, not soul. So here again Guru has used man and soul for each other. Page 1427. Kat kat mein har ju basai, santan ke ho pukar. The dear Lord abides in each and everything. The saints proclaim this as true. We all have part of Supreme Soul in us. That's why how we can do Atmeno Atmadi Pratit Hoye. So in Sikhism, Guru has used man and Atma, soul, for each other. Kat kat mein har ju basai. That means the soul is in each and everything created by the Lord God. Because Lord, Supreme Soul, has no shape, size and form, so does our soul. Because Supreme Soul is immortal, so is our soul immortal. Animals also have soul, but they quest for self-preservation and self-enhancement. Human soul is driven by desire to reconnect with the God. Because we are driven by worldly desires, Maya, The part of Lord soul in us is weak. Whenever we wish to do something, Supreme Soul Antaratma try to warn us. But our egoistic mind, man, ignores it. Animals don't have this phenomena. So only humans have the freedom of choice. So human beings can get Guru's teachings and they can change their mind, and try to be one with the Supreme Soul. So we have the power to make choices, not the animals. Now, a few words about Rab, God, in Sikhism. I've got a YouTube in Punjabi and in English on the concept of God in Sikhism. So you can look into that, but here I will say only in a few lines. Page 515, third Guru says, Wah wah bani nirankar hai, tis jevada varna koi. Wah wah, the knowledge is the Bani, is the formless Lord. There is no other knowledge as great as this. So, according to the Guru, Lord is the attributes as described in the teachings of the Guru. And Japji Sahib, page 9, Guru says, Sun vadda aakhe sab koi, kevad vadda ditha hoye, कीमत पाए ना कहा जाए, कहने वाले तेरे रहे समाए. Hearing the Lord's greatness, everyone calls Lord great. But just how great Lord's greatness is, this is known only to those who have found Lord. Lord's attributes cannot be estimated and described. Those who describe you, Lord, they remain immersed and absorbed in you. So the Lord God in Sikhism is the attributes of the Lord which is within us. Kat kat mein har jo bas hai, santan ke upkar. And what is man? Mind. I've got a YouTube on this in Punjabi and English both, so people can go through it. But here again I will say in few words. On page 441, Guru says, Man tu jyot swaroop hai, apna mool pachan. Oh my man, mind, you are the embodiment of the divine light. Recognize your own origin. So our man, our soul, is embodiment of the Supreme Soul. On page 330, इस मन को रूप न रेख्या काई, हुक्मे होया, हुक्म भूत समाई. This mind has no form or outline. By Lord's command it was created. By Lord's command it will be absorbed into the Lord again. On page 756, हरजी सूखम अगम है, कित विद मिलिया जाए. गुर के शब्द ब्रह्म कटिया, अचिंत वसै मन आए. The dear Lord is subtle and inaccessible. How can we ever meet Lord? Then Guru replies, that is through the teachings of the Guru's Shabad. Doubt is dispelled and the Lord comes to abide in the mind. So, our man is a part of Supreme Lord's soul. Where does the soul go after our death? On page 131, fifth Guru says, Sagli banat badhai ape, ape kare, karaye thape. Ekas te hoyo ananta, nanak, ekas samay samay jiyo. The Lord itself created the entire creation. Being present in the entire creation, it itself causes others to act. From oneness brought forth the countless multitudes, O Nanak, they will merge into the one once again. So our soul will merge into the Supreme Soul. 1037, Sunno khani, sunno bani, sunno upji, sunno samani. From this primal world came the four sources of creation and the power of speech. They were created from the void and they will merge into the void. On page 1427, पांच तत्व को तन रचियो जानो चतुर सुजान, जह ते उपजियो नानका, लीनता है मेहमान. You clever and wise, your body is made up of only 5 elements. Believe it, you shall merge once again into the one, O Nanak, from where you originated. So we all, everything in this universe will merge into the Supreme. On page 188, 5th Guru says, Eka mati, eka jot, eko pavan kaha kaun rot, मेरा मेरा कर बिलराही, मरण हार ए जीरा नाही, कहो नानक गुर खोले कपाट, मुक्त पहे बिन से परम थाट. There is one dust, one light, one pranic wind. Why are you crying? For whom do you cry? People weep and cry out when some dear one dies. But Guru says, this soul is not perishable. The Guru gave me the knowledge. I am liberated now, mukti, now, while living, not after death, and my doubts have been dispelled. So soul is immortal. It does not perish. Mukti is now while living. We need to our soul to merge with the Supreme Soul now by taking the knowledge from the Guru and imbibing that knowledge and living our life according to that. In the same way as the air, we take the breath in and we breath out and the air merges with the air outside. Does the soul enter into another body? For a Sikh, every day is a judgment day. Every moment is a judgment moment. I am being judged every moment, and my next moment will be according to what I have done in the previous moment. There is no judgment day after death in Sikhism. There is no previous life and its Purbale Karam as did so our previous life. In fact, I have got a YouTube on Purbale Karam in English and in Punjabi. One can go through that in detail. But here I will say in a few words only that our soul, our Atma, does not enter into another body after our death because there is no next life and there was no previous life. But what I am today is what my forefathers were. I'll give you an example that if parents have diabetes, there is a chance that 40% of the children will have diabetes through the genetic process. 60% may not. So it has been passed on. The parents may not have diabetes. Maybe it is some forefathers had diabetes, great-grandfather had diabetes, and it is being passed on. So there are two types of genes, recessive gene and dominant gene. So it depends if the gene was dominant or the gene is recessive. Another example, a child is born with golden hair, but none in the family have golden hair. Then some distant relative comes and says, oh, your great-great-grandmother had golden hair. So she has passed on that gene of golden hair into this child, and that gene is dominant. A family has got 3 children, one is saintly, 2 are not. Then somebody comes and say, oh no, your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather was a saintly, and this child is just like him. He even looks like him. So that gene has been passed on onto this child, and the child who is very clever, talkative, her aunt was like that, She is exactly like her. So, our Atma, our soul, our man is a thought process. It has been passed on from forefathers, our forefathers, to us. What I am today is part of my forefathers and part of what I have learned. I have got knowledge and changed my mind, changed my thought process, and so my soul is different. But it is part of my forefathers. So I will pass on my man, my soul, my thought process to my children, to my great children, great grandchildren. So what they will be part of me, part of my wife, part of what they learn, and they make their own soul. So that's how we pass on. That's how my soul, my man, my mind, my thought process lives in my great grandchildren. So, in conclusion, in Sikhism, the man, mind, soul, Atma is the same word, and we have part of all living things, all the things in this universe created by the God, in fact, have got soul, and they're part of the Supreme Soul. And what we need to do in this life, the purpose of life is to merge our soul with the Supreme Soul by getting the knowledge and changing our man, our thought process, and merge with the Supreme Soul, get mukti now. There is no heaven or hell where the soul will go after our death. I've got a YouTube on this also, but it is in Punjabi. One can go into that, the concept of heaven and hell in Sikhism. And the soul is not perishable, it is immortal, and there is no previous life, and there will not be next life. So soul will not be passed on to any other body except by the process of genetic transfer, passed on through the genes to my great grandchildren and children, and my thought process, my man, will live in them. And it depends if those genes are dominant and recessive, they will receive it. Any feedback on this? My email is kala, Kala, .singh, SINGH 18 @gmail.com. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।